Hi, welcome to That's a Thing to Overture. It is episode 17, and it is Wednesday, May the 3rd.
Yeah, Lupin the Third May is apparently in Fortnite. Anakin Skywalker is a skin you can buy now.
May the 3rd be with you.
Yeah, Star Wars, it's here. It's Star
Visions
Wars.
Visions comes out on the 4th.
Which what comes out on the 4th?
Visions season 2.
Oh, that Star Wars thing. Yeah, that makes sense. They would put that on like the 4th, I guess. I'm just kind of eh. Apparently, like,
Yeah, the first Visions had one really good one, and then just a bunch of like, whatever.
I mean, part of
Okay,
it.
maybe one and a half really good ones.
I mean, part of the A is just like, I. The more I go, it's like Star Wars is just really limiting.
Yeah.
It's really limiting. I'd rather Star Trek, honestly.
Yeah, I don't want
Trek it
either.
up.
Trek is just boring to me.
Well, I mean, like whenever Trek is good, I like it. It's just the problem is like Star Trek has to be kind of boring and slow, and you need a very specific like writing staff and story to make that work. Like you can't have like I don't want Star Trek to have action scenes. Like that's stupid. Like
It
whenever
also doesn't help that like I just irrationally don't like Data. I have no reason not to Data. I just don't. I've never even watched enough to even have a real opinion of him as a character. But ever since I was a child, I just have never liked him.
well, I get that. Like I really because I've probably talked about this before. Like I've hated Star Trek basically for most of my life because it was boring and slow, and I'm like I don't like this show. And then like I've also learned that like Star Trek, because there's so much of it, it's basically a Russian roulette of are you gonna get a bad episode? Is someone's gonna say, "Hey, watch this show," and you get just the worst TV you've seen, and go, "Well, not watching that again," which
Am I
happened.
back? Okay.
Yeah, I was just saying that like Star Trek is such like a the quality is so random of great to abject terrible that like you can watch a couple episodes and see just nothing bad but the worst episodes and be like, well, this is terrible, never watching it again.
There is a local chain pizzeria in town that is like pizza plus quality pizza, maybe pizza in quality pizza, but it's not really a buffet. I have yet to go in there, and their only TV is not showing Star Trek,
I
and
mean,
it's like Deep Space Nine.
yeah, but like I kind of get it because that's the show where you can just kind of leave it rolling in the background. It's like how sometimes they'll just leave on like the Weather Channel.
Yeah, but it's literally always for 2 years. It's always Star Trek.
There's a lot of Star Trek. You just kind of put it on loop. Just put it on loop. That's what it's designed. Just yeah, there you go.
And
Picard
I'm
had to
sure they're
live like an entire lifetime in like a like an alien civilization's satellite that contained their whole thing, and then he got out of it, and it kind of messed him
I
up.
thought you were gonna say you had to. He also lived an entire life of mediocrity,
I don't know.
and he got out of it. No, I mean the what's the godlike being who just
Oh,
who's
that's Q.
Picard's Mr. Mix?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's Q.
yeah, Q. Is that the same Q that the conservative insane people are talking about?
Yeah, no, but yeah, yeah. Yeah, basically, like I wouldn't put it past it. That'd be the modern episode. That'd be like the current Star Trek. They'd make like
I
the
thought
Q
I thought
anon.
Q did show up in Picard.
Yeah, he did, and apparently he was like dying or something. Like, Like I watched the Red Letter Media version of like their review of Picard because I like listening to them talk before I go to bed. And like apparently season 3 of Star Trek Picard was written by a different guy and it was like decent. And then they showed footage of the guy who's like the showrunner slash whatever of Star Trek, and you could tell he's obviously upset that people like season 3 better than the ones he did. Because it's
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, people like the show where the space adventure is in space dealing with space problems instead of going back in time to have like Patrick Stewart look at the current border crisis and talk about how that's bad. Like Star Trek is not subtle, but there's like on the nose and just here's current events.
Yeah. Like Star Trek is not on the nose, it's on the face. It's got a little bit.
There's at least listen. There's at least some abstraction where we went to the planet where the fascist side and the not fascist side are like some like fish people. Like there's some abstraction. It's just not current
Listen,
events.
listen, there's some abstraction where all of the people are black and white, and it matters which half is black and which half is white.
Yeah, listen. That's at least that's like there's a little bit of metaphor there. There's a little bit to like oh I see what they're doing there instead of just that like you just using news footage and then putting like Patrick Stewart saying oh that's not good.
And he'd be like, well, this resolves in X way.
It's really well because then because it's like backwards time travel you get to have a lot of stupid questions because I don't think time travel you should ever do it unless you're doing Futurama rules where it just works itself out. Because it's like, oh, so like by going back in time, does that mean you gotta let it continue? Because that's what led to the Federation utopia?
Or were you supposed to get involved, and that's what led to the Federation utopia?
Yeah, like that's your
Listen,
question.
is there some weird random cousin who helped you on your vision quest that it turns out might be you?
Yeah, or like, yo, you gotta. The one thing that happened was it was in one of like the 9990 escape things where like one of the bad endings was like you failed, so you're gonna have to redo it. And the guy's like, all right, so what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna need to spend 40 years studying genetics because we're gonna have to attempt it again. Because the guy like the time travel shenanigans was like one of the evil villain was you trying to fix the problems. It's like, well, that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to get like a corporation whatever space satellite going. Attempt number 2. And I'm like, well, that's terrible. Why did you want to talk about snitching?
Oh, because Street Fighter 6, Capcom has made the announcement that if they catch or have reason to believe you have been playing the cracked beta, you will be banned for a year from the pro circuit.
So does that mean that if you want to like lab your time, you can only lab like Luke and Ryu because technically that's still legal? Like you can.
No, it means you don't run your mouth, is what it means.
Oh, because I
It means
thought
you just shut up. And
see, because
stay
I
in
thought
your
it's something
lane.
like those Manon combos are a little too optimized there.
Not really.
It's like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
But yeah, so so snitching is optimal now.
Oh, I think snitching's great. See, that's what I was saying. Like, if you played as like if you're a Luke or Luke or Ryu main,
Ryubei.
then you could just you have plausible deniability. Like this guy was playing for 4 years. Like, no, I was just playing on like the local. I was running sets
The
in
problem's
training
gonna
mode.
be the problem's gonna be the guy who like picks Marissa round one and loses, and then switches to Ryu and just blows like, or like vice versa. Starts with the Ryu and loses, and then switches to Marissa. It's like, what the? Because he's like, no, if I was playing my main, I would win, and then he can't filter like, no, don't play your main. You can't play your main yet.
No, no. For the first stop of the Capcom Pro Tour, everyone has the Pocket Ryu that's really good, or the Pocket
That's
Luke.
that's a bit.
You can't go the other way around.
Plus, it's like, okay, I'm not sure, but I think he just did like 3 one-frame links in a row in that uh, DJ combo.
No, oh, I was lucky. I was just mashing. Don't worry about it. There's a little too
Is he
many
doing
hit confirms
charge
there.
partitioning? I think he's doing charge partitioning. Does this game even have that?
Shut up. You don't know. I'm good. I'm really. I connected with the character. That segue is great because I did you have you played the Street Fighter 6 thing yet?
Yeah. I want to do some more time with the, I guess, versus CPU or the makeshift training mode of getting to the end of the trials and then just playing training mode. But I made my character and I played through the tutorial and I got upset I couldn't go shopping for new clothes immediately.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're gonna they're putting stuff in. However, my opinion on Street Fighter has went from like kind of okay to like instantly this is my number one most anticipated game of the year.
Yeah.
Like I played it, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. This
Yep.
this is
And
going.
it's wild. That is like universal. Like everyone has that response.
And like it run like on my computer. Basically, the only time I had like I had a little bit of like frame drops when it was getting into a fight in World Tour mode, which is fine because like I don't care. But
Yeah,
in
that's
all of like the
man.
multiplayer, like I did the first CPU, I did the training, and I did like even one of the zany matches or whatever, just to test to make sure it would work on my computer on like normal settings, and it did. Like I had
Yeah.
no issues.
It also like, I don't know. I feel like it loads faster than Street Fighter Five on and this on a PS4.
It's optimized that way. Like it feels like the
Yeah.
game is optimized to go more like yeah, because I watched footage and stuff where like it rematches real quick.
Yeah. And it's also like that's wild to me. Okay, it's not because Street Fighter Five is a hot mess, and especially at launch was a super hot
Oh,
mess.
there were some problems there.
But like the fact that this thing is designed like Street Fighter 4 was for PC and PlayStation 4, and that's it. And this one has to do PS4, PS5, Xboxes, and Steam all.
It's also like that Resident Evil engine or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that engine has worked really good. Apparently, from what we've seen, scales really well on like everything.
Yeah. So I was thinking about this, and I definitely feel like the character creator is they just made some more palatable UI that's just the model maker for the RE engine.
Oh yeah, like there's that kind of thing in there. There's some things I don't like about the character creator.
It's hard
Primarily,
to do.
what?
It's kind of hard to do. Like I don't think all of the description, like the naming conventions, are completely accurate.
Yeah, and I really don't like that you can't change skin color. That was a big deal. Like like it's only human flesh tones. Like
Oh,
Blanca's green. Come on. At least give me that
yeah.
one. At least like
I mean, yeah. You can do the metallic and the sheens and stuff, and I've seen people like glowing.
oh yeah, like you could turn yourself into just like a luminescent light monster.
Is, is that why you're goblin?
That's why.
Didn't work, Kevin.
Yeah, well, yeah, because the illusion it doesn't work because you can only do the green face paint, but you're not having like the rest of it, so it's not quite there.
Yeah. I wonder if that's something like in the game, they'll be like, and now you can just when you go shopping, you can buy body paint, and it's
Yeah,
like, oh,
that
this.
might be that. I could see it as that like a customization option or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, that's how you get your DLCs. You get your like make your robot have different. You know, you want to make your Gundam.
Yep.
You're gonna need that like plastic tone.
Yep.
But like, yeah. So now I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to go with Plan B of muscular Kevin or Bartleby from Tamers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because they both have the same body, which is just jacked up. It's just whatever
And
face looks better.
gigantic ass.
Yeah, of course. What? You don't think I'm gonna be caked up to the nines walking around? That's just how it is.
I
All
saw your, I saw your, the Slarg Tamers fan art, and
yeah.
just the one reply you had to it at the time was just like, I thought I'm the only person who knew about Tamers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. Like you just got to get in there. I'm really torn about modern controls in Street Fighter 5. I
Oh,
feel
it's interesting.
like it is interesting. And because
Pros are thinking about it.
I'm thinking about it because it's like
I would if I were you.
yeah, because like for me it's like I'm thinking cuz like my brain is like, Kevin, you don't really like to do lap. And this is like a lot easier. This modern
Mhm.
controls, you can just play whatever you want.
Yep.
My
And
only
go ahead.
the only thing that really bothers me is like my slight like announce of like sometimes I want to hit a different button. Sometimes I want that medium kick to in kind of mid range just to throw it out there, and you can't really do that with modern controls. But
You want dynamic controls?
oh man, I did you try out the dynamic controls?
No, I didn't. I know exactly what it is, but no, I've not tried it out yet.
I did try it out. I was like, this is it brought me flashbacks of thinking I was really good at King of Fighters. Because it just does it just you just hit buttons and
Yep.
it just starts going.
Yep, it'll auto jump for you at good ranges. It's like, oh, we should throw a fireball here. Like, oh, they jumped. I should anti-air this.
Like the easy automatic mode, it basically is whenever you hit the button, it just turns on like AI. Like
Yep.
what the computer would be doing. Like it's not even like
Kevin,
it does.
Kevin, no. Kevin, no, 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 no. Kevin, it turns on the zero system.
Ah, there you go. Like
Make it sound cool.
but I feel like one of the advantages of that is kind of also like I did try their gimmick mode or whatever, and I'm glad that the gimmick
Hmm.
modes are going to be in like the battle hub.
Yeah.
And I think it is fun to play that for like a couple rounds. So when you're grinding out your sets and stuff, and you're just like, okay, I want to play the mode where we just have to knock each other down, and there's a bull running around for like,
Yeah, it's got that Super Smash Brothers items
yeah,
flavor.
like I think a lot of this game kind of feels Smash Brothers in a way, in the
Yeah,
terms of like there's just other stuff for you to do, but you're still
yeah.
playing Street Fighter. It's like, oh, do you want to like play Street Fighter in like the RPG mode, or do you want to play Street Fighter in this goofy mode, or you want to like do Street Fighter? And I think that's enough to like add some spice, because like I like Guilty Gear Strive, but Guilty Gear Strive basically says, do you want to play Guilty Gear Strive like 1v1, watch a movie, or do like your
Yeah.
avatar fishing? Because that's it.
And I need to wait for the full game to come out, but it looks like it also has that what I really liked about Melee and the other games don't have. The other Smash games have plenty of stuff to do for single player content, but I really liked that Melee had board the platforms and break the targets. Because
That
they're they're mini games that are fun, and you're like, oh, I need to get the high score, but they actually teach you things about playing the character.
Like that's kind of like what I like. It's I don't know if it's exact, but it's like the mode where in this game there's like a bull running back and forth, and it doesn't matter how much damage you do. It's all about just knocking the person down. And to me that's like this idea. It's like, oh, here how to figure out how to get a hard knockdown on your opponent, because that's the only
Yep.
thing that matters. Nothing
And
else.
it's also spacing on the bull, because if you hit the bull, you can U-turn it.
Yeah, and it's like that kind of thing, and I hope that's what all the other kind of modes are, but it feels
Because
like
yeah, like they've shown something where it's like a sushi plate, and that one looks like it's just helping you learn to do motion inputs.
yeah, I saw that one.
And there's the one where there's obviously the parrying one, and there's one that's like breaking different boards that people are holding that are on different parts of the screen.
It's like they're doing what we said they should do, where they're hiding
Yeah.
tutorials as mini games.
Yeah, that's what, yes. And then you make a leaderboard, so people are trying to get the high scores or the fastest time, and so then they suddenly go in the game, and it's just like, oh, I just did a Shoryuken without even thinking about it.
Oh, you mean eating the yellowtail tuna? I can do that.
Yeah, I can eat a yellowtail. That's my favorite.
I crank that out all day. I think like I am incredible. This game is like it. I am so looking forward to it. I'm glad I got to play it on the computer and it worked.
I think I'm gonna wind up playing this game, and like 6 months in, I'm gonna realize like, oh, I guess I should do some of the single player content or something. And I'm hoping I'll already just have preloaded fight money from
Yeah, from doing stuff.
online. Yeah, and like so I don't. I can just go ahead and buy clothes that I want for my character.
There's also like just arcade stuff. I hope you get stuff by doing the arcade mode. Give me like the
Yeah.
classic costumes.
Also, I hope there's cinematics in the arcade. Like that's what
It
I
looked
want.
like
When
it
I
was
beat it,
drawn. Like it's like the
that's
drawn
what it.
versions.
I know. Like they've done so much, and like cinematics are hard to make. But I want videos. I want to beat it, and it shows me a little video afterwards. Doesn't even have to be a long one. I
I'm
just want a
okay as
little
long as
like.
the drawing is cool enough.
It won't be.
I kind of liked the Mortal Kombat ones where it was like here's what happened. Here's what happened if Sub Zero killed everybody, became the new Shao Kahn or whatever.
Can we talk about that real quick? I was thinking about this last week and about how incredibly lame Shao Kahn is, especially when you compare him to Shang Tsung as like the first bad guy for Mortal Kombat.
Well, yeah, because Shao Kahn is just like
Shang Tsung is such like a scheming like old wizard man, and then it's just like, oh, but it's Shao Kahn and he's just some big dumb jerk.
yeah, because like Shang Tsung makes sense as like a scheming old wizard who's basically stealing the souls of warriors to fight. He's like
Yeah, it's so
he's
cool.
cheating. The whole point is Shang Tsung is cheating to fight you, and you as the noble Liu Kang or whatever is like, nah, but I trained, and this is like my belief, and it kind of
Yeah, it's like,
thematically
no,
works.
I am the best. It doesn't matter what soul you have. I am better than them.
Whereas, like, by that logic, then technically Shao Kahn is justified if you're going by might makes right because he's just tough. Like, he won 9 Mortal Kombats or whatever.
Yep, yep, in a row.
Like, that's not, like, I understand he's, like, evil, but he's following the rules.
Yeah,
Though,
it's
technically, the rules
uh-huh.
are win 10 in a row, and he's going to win 10 in a row.
Yeah, it's
And
not his fault.
no, he beat up Goro, and Goro's doing it.
Earthrealm needs to step it up. If they don't want to get conquered, it's that simple.
And it's kind of like I understand. It's one of those where like if you think about it, it falls apart completely.
I just want like, sir, portal to the Nether Realm has opened. Okay, launch a nuke into it. Wait,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, just shoot a nuke in there.
Well, we already know guns work on them.
Yeah, exactly. So
Like like
we have nuclear weapons.
also like guns apparently are permitted in Mortal Kombat.
Yep, Striker proved that.
Yeah, like a lot of them, like whatever the cowboy ninja, Aaron Black, he had
Yeah.
guns. Just shoot Goro.
Bang, 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 bang. Pachoo, pachoo,
That would change
pachoo.
the dynamic completely. Also, I think it needs to be said that every Mortal Kombat villain is lamer than like it's just downhill all the way.
Yep.
Like you got Shinnok, you got Quan Chi, you
Quan
got
Chi is cool when it's his actor in just a t-shirt with a beer.
well, of course, Quan Chi is okay as just a guy. Like I like Quan Chi if he's there, not if he's like a villain, but just like an evil dude, like an evil necromancer who's also there. That's
Yeah,
okay.
he's running his own schemes on the side.
Yeah, that's when I like Quan Chi. Where he's just like, no, I want Scorpion because he's like a cool evil ninja from hell. That's sick.
Yeah, I like the idea of Quan Chi and Shang Tsung being rivals because Quan Chi needs the physical body and he can't get it if Shang Tsung devours the soul out of it.
Yeah, they're upset because they both do the kind of the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
but then you got like the Dragon Emperor, Onaga or whatever.
What the hell are you talking about?
That's like one of like the deceptions or whatever. Like they get Onaga the Dragon Emperor, and then you get like Armageddon. Well, I don't know what happens.
Mortal Kombat.
It's really
Made good on like rebooting and clearing stuff, and then started promptly reintroducing the same garbage they cut.
because they don't. I don't think it. I think Mortal Kombat has no idea what to. It's similar to like I think we it's like Star Wars where like around Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 they kind of peaked at like character design and then they haven't been able to hit those highs. Sometimes they'll get them accidentally. Like it's the shotgun approach. You'll get like one or two
Mm-hmm.
good characters and you're like, "Oh, that's okay." But for by and large, it's been like nothing.
Yep.
Whereas Street Fighter, there's always like a couple good ones every like there's always a couple characters you're like, "Yeah, I'm down with it." I like everyone likes Sea Viper.
Mm-hmm. Street Fighter also has the advantage of being able to, for for a long time, Street Fighter could do a good woman face, and Mortal Kombat couldn't.
That is true. That's why
So it's
all the
literally
ladies
Street
wore
Fighter.
masks.
Yeah, it's literally Street Fighter would just put out a cute girl that would immediately get lab time amongst players.
Yo, that didn't work. You just
And
had sexy Wonan who were a mask. That's the thing about Mortal Kombat 2 is that whenever you see a character like a palette swap in Mortal Kombat, you're like, thank you.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, just take sexy lady ninja and color her orange now.
Yep.
And everyone claps and goes, thank you, Mortal Kombat. We appreciate it. And then they try to like fancy him up and it doesn't work. Like how like Reptile has been terrible. Every time they just
Mm-hmm.
made him not like a green Sub-Zero.
Yep. Like he should just have a green ninja costume. You can't see that he's a reptile.
I'm even okay if it's just a green ninja costume, but like the flesh parts are kind of like lizardy.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine. I'm not gonna fight that. But I don't like it when he's just like a lizard man. It's not cool. Because he's supposed to be a ninja. Yeah, like, but man, I'm really excited for Street Fighter. I
Hmm.
am really into it. I'm that's like gay now, but it feels like it's so long away. It's so long.
Yeah, it's like a month though.
I know, but it's a month. I feel like I'm
Uh,
Homer waiting for my gun.
speculation, speculation is there's going to be another like open beta.
That would make sense. It's probably going to be like midway through May because I think that's when
Hmm.
like Blizzard's doing their thing for Diablo. They're doing like a stress test open beta that I was going to download and try just because there's
Yeah,
nothing else going on.
but yeah, because like they've only done closed betas, so an open beta would be smart. So
Yeah,
they can actually.
slam the servers.
Uh-huh.
Make sure it works. Make sure you know about like how many servers you need to spin up for whenever it launches. Even still, I don't think it's going to be that like as long as the game will launch offline, I don't think it like even if it like has server weekend for like the thing, you still have like your single player mode, so it's
Yeah.
functional. I think that's also smart.
Oh yeah. I was thinking about this. Kevin, do you remember talking about modern controls? You remember playing Blaze Blue when you had Taker and you just had a command throw was left on a joystick?
Yeah, it was real good. Made you feel real strong. Like yeah, like I'm intending to play that game with modern controls unless I hit a wall. Like if I hit some kind of wall where like I can't advance, I found a character I like and I guess I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go to classic controls. Cuz like I can do the moves,
Mm-hmm.
but it's one of those things where like yeah, you were playing Marissa and you really just need to be able to hit hard punch to zone or something and the modern
Mm-hmm.
controls won't do it, so you're gonna have to go to classic. I don't know if that's like a real thing. I also know there's like in modern controls you can't determine like the strength of your special, which can't
Yeah, like
matter.
you can manually input it.
Oh, you can.
I I think yeah, I think you can
I
still
thought it was just
manually input
because
it.
I'd have to look that up because because that's
Cause
like my biggest issue was like I didn't want to always be able to hard Shoryuken. Like I wanted the light one sometimes.
so yeah, and so that's the thing of like I don't know if changing the button changes what you get because obviously the buttons aren't punch and kick, they're all but
They're still
so
light, medium, heavy. Like the like
yeah,
on modern, it's not like it's like you're always going
yeah.
to hit the light.
And I haven't tested this, but this is what I've heard that you can still do the motion inputs. And it's also like supposedly the modern control versions are like slightly worse. Like they'll have like less invincibility on them or something like that.
I know that modern has a flat 80%. Like your
Hmm.
damage is 80% of
Yeah.
classic, which makes sense because you're
But I
not.
think if you but so I think if you do a input like a classic like regular input, I think the damage reduction isn't applied.
That would be cool. That would be good. That's one of those things I'd have to like scope out. See,
Hmm.
but that's the kind of things where like I feel like if you're getting to that point where that's a problem, then yeah, just switch to classic because you've been playing enough. You're already
Hmm.
there. If you that's kind of my like assumption is if I'm cresting against that problem of like, listen, I need to. It's like, well, it's time to bite the bullet. You have to learn those bread and butters instead of just hitting like light 112 or
Yeah.
something.
So the interesting thing about it will be if modern's useful for matchups where like single button reactions are super important. Of like, oh, I have a single button super right now, and I'm stocked. Let's go.
Or just yeah, I'm playing Guile and my flash kick is on the button.
Hmm. I can walk forwards and flash kick, motherfucker.
Enjoy. Enjoy Blanca ball or like sumo headbutt whenever. Oh, you threw that fireball, it's coming. Just right there. But you know, like I think it's gonna be interesting. I have come around to modern controls. I think they're cool.
I think 100% it's only because they're called modern controls and not simple or whatever
Oh,
else.
or like beginner or basic.
Yeah, yeah.
That's but that matters. Like perception
Hmm.
matters so much. Like if you called them easy control, like if you called them just easy input, if it was called easy input, so people go, oh, that's easy controls. I'm not playing that.
Yep, that's for babies. I'm not a baby. You're a baby.
You can keep the automatic control for baby mode. That's okay. But yeah, it's like I don't want to do that. Speaking of babies, did you check out the Pooh Adventures wiki, or is that something just
Uh-uh. I
it?
couldn't even understand what it was.
From what I gather, it's like a bunch. It looks like between I don't know, but it's a wiki version of like people who apparently liked Winnie the Pooh and also like a bunch of other stuff, and they just kind of made their own fanfic crossover universe in wiki format. So like those ideas of either like how Tamers 1 2 3 4 5 has just like random characters showing up in it doing his stories. Like they're
Hmm.
doing the same thing where it's like here's Winnie the Pooh, but he's going to Pokemon and he's helping Ash. Or here's the one where Winnie the Pooh teams up and he goes and he hangs out with Tito from the Weekenders, who's dating Sunset Shimmer or whatever from Equestria Girls.
Okay, that's better. I thought he was going to be dating a horse.
No, he has to. No, he's it's the human version,
But
very
yeah, like I
explicitly.
couldn't. I read the thing about like post-apocalyptic world legendary Pokemon. I'm like, but why is this called Pooh Adventures?
Because it takes
Why
place
is this
after
Winnie
the
the
adventures
Pooh?
of Winnie the Pooh.
And also, like, I can't. That nothing will turn me off from something. It's why I will never read Tails Gets Trolled. I cannot stand different characters being merged into like that. Like I can't. They are all owned by different separate companies. Like if you're all owned by the same thing, sure, that's fine. Kingdom Hearts is technically fine because it's all Disney and it's
Take
all Square
Disney is
Enix.
well, no, it's how well do they mesh and how appropriate is it? Like in the War of the Apocalypse, their Avengers Endgame, it's like the Digimon are trying to fight the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World for
Oh
like
god,
most of
yeah.
that, and it's just like it's not even close. Like if you want to say that like Arceus fights like King Dramon or something, I'm like okay, I can get that. I don't think it's like incredible, but I get it. I get where you want to have like Sonic the Hedgehog teaming up with Mario to fight Bowser. Like that's that's fine.
Yeah, like even Sonic and Mario, I don't like it. I can deal with it when it's like the Olympics games because that's like thematically makes it mesh better. But like I just can't. It's that level of like
Is it the cringe that's too much?
yes,
Where it's like it's the
yes.
cringe and it's specifically that kind of cringe where like you can see someone in late elementary middle school who's like there's such a difference of there's still some of that lingering childhood thing there, but they also want to have like mature and adult. So you still have like Winnie the Pooh because you still kind of like Winnie the Pooh in like fourth to fifth grade, but you want to be like, yeah, but Goku's there too.
Yeah, it's just
Which I do find
it's
is I still think is really kind of funny, but I get it's a very specific thing, and to me it's also like the genuineness has to be there, like it similar to a bad movie trying to be bad on purpose, like
yeah, it's never gonna work.
a bad one of these where someone's trying to do it on purpose. I don't think it just doesn't work.
See, to me, none of them work. So the intentionally bad one is just the same as the unintentionally bad one.
That's a valid point. That's valid. I hear you. But for my own like horrible taste self, like I need them to be like I want it to be weird, legit, but also just like left alone. I think that's part of it too. Like I do not want the internet like I want the internet looking at this like we're looking at a nature preserve, but I do not want
Mm-hmm.
it poached. I do not want people going in there and trying to ruin the lives of Pooh Adventures Wiki. They seem to have like some level of awareness because they're like in the rules they're like don't like yeah we get it you're gonna come in here and try to call us like autistic we understand we're not
I
that
mean, that's
stupid.
the first word that came to mind when I was trying to think of the word cringe. So,
Yeah, but they're and it's kind of and like I'm it's not like they're like it's like yeah we get it we're still doing it but like you can't tell us this and we're gonna be like stunned.
like, the closest thing to this that I can appreciate is Knuckles praying for forgiveness for his sins.
Yeah, well see because
That's
that's
the closest I can approach.
and that's like that's kind of like the vibe of the thing where like you have the feelings and you but you're like you can't express them but like you have Bible school which you're being sent to Sonic the Hedgehog which you're allowed to play but you want something else and your brain just doesn't quite know how to get it.
Yeah.
And I think that's I don't know I like that. I think that's like it's a weird kind of like adolescent charm. Not maybe not charm,
Yeah.
but just
It's
like
like the same thing of like early sexual awakening, and it's just like a level of confusion that you're experiencing and is new and you don't know how to handle it.
yeah, that's kind of it. Which it is also sexual, as you've seen from all of these.
Yes, yes,
There's
yes.
that's part of the. It's like the growing up, but quite. It's the growing up, but not wanting to let things go, but also kind of embarrassed. Like to me, it's
Hmm.
like it's like you still like Winnie the Pooh, but you want it to be badass, kind of.
Yeah, like that's yes, yes,
When
yes,
but like when
100%.
you like in our age in time, like if I were to say like yeah, Winnie the Pooh's all right, I'm not like
Yeah,
ashamed of it.
yeah. It's like I just don't care. I will just tell you. Yeah, I like Winnie the
Yeah, it's
Pooh.
pretty good. I think it's funny when Pooh tries to disguise himself as like a cloud to get the honey. And he's just like, "Don't mind me." That's funny. Not it's alright.
But I mean, it's the same garbage of why Star Wars will never go away and will continue to be like trash now because people just can't let it go.
It's not even can't let it go, it's the can't let it be. Let
Yeah.
it be, it's okay.
It's like, listen, you can like it, but like you don't need more of it. A story is allowed to end.
I love good endings.
I love endings. It's just fuck that's a huge appeal of anime to me is that there's so many just 13 episodes and we're done. We didn't touch it. The worst thing in the world to me is when it's like, "Oh, that was good." And then I hear season 2 is announced. Except Thunderbolt Fantasy because that
I
shit
think it
is a
is
bank.
coming back. I think they've started.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but they did too much of a reveal for it not to come back.
No, it's coming back. They just had some COVID issues because
Mm-hmm.
like the production was completely shut down. You can't Thunderbolt Fantasy cannot be done remote.
No, it cannot. It cannot.
That kind of puppetry has to be done in house with like a full everyone there.
Is it just two people per puppet?
I think it's like it's wild. I want to say it's like two people per puppet, and then there's like other people, and then it's like it depends on like how what the puppet's doing because they can do
Yeah.
like one person a puppet if it's just like not doing much.
Yeah.
But when they're
But
actually
otherwise like you need one for body and head, one for an arm, and then you need someone else for the other arm.
yeah, like it's wild. unless you're like really talented. Like some people can do like they can do, I don't know exact, but they can make it work with like the hand. One of the hand is like the mouth, and then the arm, both arms are being controlled by like the same person.
Well, yeah, and that's a case too where like I know what you're talking about, but it's still you don't get this level of dexterity you need for some of the stuff in hell, even Sesame Street, but then some of the stuff, especially in Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Yeah. Also, a lot of that is there's like specific builds of puppets. Like there's the one where it's like this is the close up. This is the one where its hands are fully articulated. Or we have the thing where it grabs the sword.
I know.
Oh,
Double dag.
you had some problems. You had some food problems.
No, I dropped my headphones like they snagged as I was getting out of the car.
Oh, I thought you spilled it and then it spilled and you're like, oh no.
No, that was just like I'm just getting out of my car and my headphones snagged, and like I was even like carefully and like decidedly getting out, and then they just caught something anyway. But yeah, I mean that's like every movie prop though. Like how many stings were there for Lord of the Rings?
A
Like
lot.
this is the garbage prop one that can. Who cares if it breaks? This is the important close-up
Yeah,
one.
you need the close up one, the far away one, the one where it's just getting thrown.
Yep. I mean, how
Do you
many
still
Legoles's were there?
do you do you use you still use wired headphones?
Yep. I hate wireless.
I use wired headphones because I don't trust earbuds.
Yeah. Do
I
you? Okay, so
They don't stick in my ears right. Like I prefer my headphones to look like traditional headphones.
oh, over the ear.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
like the bud. I don't like the thing getting stuck in there. I bring them when I'm off somewhere because it's way more portable.
So, okay, so I like the earbuds with the little rubber cap that actually go in the canal. That's what I like, and I like over the ears. I hate the just fit loosely inside of your ear
I don't like that one because
because it doesn't.
it comes out. It comes out my
Yes.
ear. I don't like it. I don't like sitting there and having to be like still because if I move too, one of them will just pop out.
And it's also like the sound quality is so bad because it's like a crappy little speaker trying to like project into your ear and it's not actually like lined up well.
And then you go to like try to make it louder, and then the thing says, "Don't do this, or it'll damage your ear."
And you're like, I ain't got time for this.
I never turned it past the damage your ear because it scared me.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
Same.
want to get. I don't want to get tinnitus. That's like my fear. I don't want that because sometimes it'll happen because I'm old. Or like
Yep.
I'll just get the tinnitus spring for like a couple seconds. I don't
But,
want it.
all right, but I gotta say, later days.
All right, later days. Thanks for talking. Street Fighter
Yeah.
6 gonna be good. Bye.
Yep. Bye.